What is going on, everybody, and welcome back. We are here on the free-to-play account, The Road to Max Rank, and we are going to look at the EZA for the Tech Trunks. This one, the Transformer one, the Spirit Bomb one that goes into Spirit Bomb, and also the sub-EZA associated with this EZA as well, which is the Int Mai. We're going to look at both sets of characters. Trunks has 3 forms that he has, so there's 3 different kits, and Mai just has the one, but she seems pretty good. We'll go over both of them, but before we start, all resource off to the right hand side is entirely taken from the Dokkan Wiki. I'll have a link in the description to the Dokkan Wiki and links separating both Trunks and Mai individually, so you can take a look at either kit at your own time and stuff like that. So, all right. So for the Trunks EZA, you have to use Time Travelers, which are super easy, right? A whole bunch of Dragon Ball heroes, freaking drag crossover. There's the Zamasu cards and Goku Black, right? There's a bunch of cards you can use here. This is the team that I'm using, and I'm gonna auto battle it, and we're gonna be totally fine. I might have to intervene here and there depending on orbs and stuff like that, but for the most part, I won't intervene. So let's go ahead and start the event first, and then I'll jump into the character descriptions. We will be going over a kit in particular for the Trunks only, because I have both characters, but I need to farm up a second smaller set of medals for Mai. So I'll do her later, but I'll show you what I would build on her as well after I EZA her. All that fun stuff, right? When I EZA her, right? So, all right, we should be good. All right, so let's look at base form Trunks first. So, base form Trunks Teen Future is his name. He's not a teen at this point. He's like 30 or something. Anyway, that's besides the point. He's not that, right? But whatever. All right, so base form Trunks, leader skill is Future Saga category key +3, HP attack and defense 170%, or super class key +3, HP attack and defense 130%. His passive is For This World, attack and defense 140%, super class allies key +2, launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack, chance of performing a crit 30% within the same turn with each attack performed, so it stacks on one another, right? His 12 key is raises attack. He stacks attack and greatly raises defense for 3 turns. That is not a stackable defense, but it's for 3 turns, so you can kind of stack it, right? But nonetheless, that's his base form. His links are Super Saiyan Warrior Race, the Saiyan Lineage, Royal Lineage, Messenger from the Future, Dismal Future, Prepare for Battle, and Fierce Battle. He has a lot of categories, so we're going to go over them very quickly. Future Saga, Hybrid Saiyans, Vegeta Family, Super Saiyans, Transformation Boost, Power of Wishes, Miraculous Awakening, Bond of Parent and Child, Bond of Master and Disciple, Superheroes, Earthbred Fighters, Time Travelers, Revenge, Entrusted Will, Battle of Wits, and Battle of Fate. Jesus, 12 categories. His transformation conditions, it remains exactly the same. He transforms in a Super Saiyan state on the 3rd turn from the start of battle, and then after that, he can transform into the Spirit Bomb version of himself immediately after the next time you see him, so on turn 5, basically the earliest. These are his top 15 partners. His best linking partners is himself, a bunch of other, Super Saiyan Trunks, Goku and Vegeta. I mean, not Goku and Vegeta, Trunks and Vegeta, right? A bunch of Trunks' cards and stuff like that. It's mostly that, right? It's Future Saga Trunks linking up with Future Saga Trunks, Super Saiyans, and base. Because he starts in base, he's accessible to all the forms, right? Which is amazing. All right, so let's move on to his second state. I'll have the details on screen, but I'm going to go ahead and set up this rotation. If it will hurry up. There we go. All right, so his leader skill remains the same. All right, Super Saiyan Trunks. His leader skill remains the same. His passive skill is For the Future We Must Protect. Give me 1 second. I want to put Zamasu in front. Bam. All right, so his passive is attack and defense 150%, super class allies key +2, key +1 up to 4 key, plus an additional attack and defense 25%, up to 100% at the start of each turn. That is heavily increased. It used to take 8 turns, now he just takes 4 turns, which is amazing. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. Launches another additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack, starting from the fourth turn from the start of starting from the fourth turn from start of turn. So 4 turns after that it gets that, which is interesting. Chance of performing a crit 30% within the same turn with each attack performed. So just slightly increased, but he has a crit chance, right, which is really, really good. His super attack effect is greatly raises attack and defense. It's a stackable greatly raises attack and defense and causes immense damage to the enemy. It's Dokkan Extreme, right? His links are Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, Royal Lineage, Messenger from the Future, Dismal Future, Prepare for Battle and Fierce Battle. Categories remain the same. Transformations remain the same. His partner changes up a little bit, but it's more or less the same group of characters. Bunch of Super Saiyan Trunks, bunch of Future Trunks. You know, that Future Trunks and Vegeta card, but it's a bunch of, you know, Future Trunks and Super Saiyan Gohans and all that stuff, right? He has basic Super Saiyan links, right? So he's going to link up with a lot of characters in the game. And he's on a ton of categories. My boy here is going to do a lot of fantastic things. But, all right. So let's move on to his Spear Bomb form. It's the exact same named character, but it's Spear Bomb. It's Spear Bomb Trunks, right? Spear Bomb Sword Trunks. So, Sword of Hope, whatever, right? So his leader skill remains the same. His passive is Our Will to Survive, attack 40% and defense 20% per key sphere obtained. That increased from 30% and 10% respectively. They increased 10% for both attack and defense. He guaranteed crits in this form, which is very awesome. Hold on. He guaranteed crits in this form, plus an additional attack 50% when performing a super attack, and superclass allies key +3 with 4 or more key sphere obtained. He randomly changes key spheres to a certain type, excluding tech, 2 tech key spheres. His super attack effect is Final Hope / Extreme. Massively raises attack for 1 turn and causes immense damage to the enemy, and massively lowers defense. His links are exactly the same as the Super Saiyan as the previous form. They changed nothing. They're 1-to-1 exactly the same links. Partners remain exactly the same. I'll show them. I'll keep them on screen as well. So that is Super Saiyan Trunks or Transforming Trunks. Very powerful card. Has some really, really good card. I think they did him justice. They could have put guard or damage reduction on him, but he's a stacked defensive character. So he needs a little bit to get started, but it isn't too crazy. Especially since they boosted his stacking from, I believe, regular stacking attack and defense to greatly. That is big. That is very, very big. That comes into play a lot. And he guaranteed crits in his Spear Bomb form, which is absolutely insane. I think he had that before. No, he was just effective against all types. So he just guaranteed crits. That's insane. And his Spear Bomb form. So giving him full crit is useless. Giving him any crit is completely useless. That's basically what you're telling me. All right, let's move on to his sub EZ8 Mai. So Mai Future is the Int Mai. Her leader skill is Time Traveler's Key +3, all stats 130%. Or Int Key +3, all stats 90%. Pretty good, right? Battlefield, stuff like that, right? Her passive is 120%, defense 120%, attack 80% when attacking. Time Traveler category allies key +2, attack and defense 40% plus an additional key +1, and attack and defense 10% for characters who are also super class. So she is a 50% buff to Time Travelers, super Time Travelers, right? It's insane. So Trunks, like, everything, dude. It's insane, right? So, all right, moving on. High chance of stunning the attacked enemy, good for super battle and stuff like that. When an enemy is hit by the character's super attack, great chance of evading enemies' attacks from that enemy, including super attacks from the duration of the turn. This is really good entirely just for one fight. If there's multiple enemies, you kind of have to mess around with her, but she's fantastic. All right. Plus an additional 80% defense when attacking, and foresees enemy super attack with HP of 70% or less if there is a Future Saga category enemy. Interesting. So she has a condition for her super attack. I mean, for her seeing super attacks. So I mean, it's a condition based, but that's fine. I believe, dude. What's it called? The Red Zone Dismal Future. She's fantastic in all those stages, right? So she'll be fine. You can definitely do some stuff there. She's a great slot 3 unit. She's a great off-rotating unit. She'll always have her dodge because she'll be in the second or third slot wherever you want her. You do not want her in the first slot. You want to either off-rotate her or keep her in the second slot. And she'll support greatly and all that stuff. And she'll have her dodge and all that fun stuff. All right. Moving on to her super attack. Flash Grenade Extreme. Raise defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage with a high chance of stunning the enemy. Her links are Battlefield Diva, Brainiacs, Cold Judgment, Solid Support, Dismal Future, Courage, and Fierce Battle. Her categories are Future Saga, Earthlings, Peppy Gals, Power of Wishes, Superheroes, Earthbred Fighters, Time Travelers, Revenge, Connected Hope, and Battle of Wits. Her best linking partner is the AGL Trunks and Mai, and the LR Trunks and Mai, and then LR Boma. And then I'll just show the first 15, right? But she has like Brainiacs, Cold Judgment, Solid Support, Courage, and Fierce Battle, Dismal Future. She has a lot of links that she would just link up well with some characters, right? Solid Support and Brainiacs is great. Solid Support, Cold Judgment, and Brainiacs are good links for sure. You know what I mean? They're good. Solid Support, good for, to battle and stuff like that, right? But Cold Judgment, very powerful defensive link for sure. Her best linking partner is the AGL Trunks and Mai. Eventually, these two are going to get an easy A. So, it's only going to benefit the team even more, right? So, let's finish up the Trunks easy A, and then we'll talk about the passive or the build that I would particularly have for Trunks and Mai. I'll show both characters, and I'll talk about both characters, but I will only awaken one of them, right? Because I only have one set of medals as of right now because I'm doing the event live, and I don't feel like going back and farming up and then cutting and all that stuff. So we're just gonna talk about our kit on the recording. So just to give you a little insight, I would 100% not give either Trunks nor Mai any crit whatsoever. I would not build them with any crit whatsoever. Now, with that being said, I think I don't know how my Trunks is built, because I've had him for so long and I barely, if at all, used them, right? So I don't know how his kit is, but I will change his kit up if it has a lot of crit built into it, because I don't want crit. He guaranteed crits, and even if he didn't have the guaranteed crit, he would have had the effective against all types in a Spirit Bomb form, so he's fine. The way I feel like both characters will benefit heavily is dodge and additionals, respectively. And we'll go over that here in a second, but let's go ahead and finish up this fight here. For Trunks, actually, let me talk about him now because I got time, right? For Trunks, I would actually build him full additional and sub dodge. That's how I personally would build them. I want Trunks to super as many times as possible in all of his forms. I want him to hit as many times as possible. He already gives himself crit. In all 3 forms, he gives himself crit in one way or another. And he guaranteed crits in his final form, which can be a kill form, right? It's the kill form, right? So there's absolutely zero reason to give him any crit. Zero. Because the actual huge damaging one guaranteed crits anyway, so you don't need crit whatsoever. You can go the opposite. You can build him full dodge and sub additional. That way you can give him more defensive capabilities. But I feel as though building him with full additionals is the way to go to kind of boost his already existing defensive capabilities that he gets when he greatly stacks defense and attack, right? That is very big for Trunks. You want him to get like 2 or 3 super attacks every single time he's on the field, if not potentially more, considering how his second form works, right? It's weird. And my full dodge, sub additional. That's exactly how you build her. You build it with as much physical dodge as you can actually put on the character. You build her with full dodge because that is all she is. She is not an offensive character. I'm pretty sure she has offensive capabilities. A lot of characters do nowadays, but she is a defensive character. She is a support character and she is a defensive character. So you build her entirely with defensive capabilities on her kit. You build her with full dodge, and then you build her with sub additionals, no crit. She's not meant to do damage. She can, but she's not meant to do entirely support character because you're gonna throw her in the second and the third slot anyways. You are not putting her in slot 1. Absolutely not. That is ridiculous. You should put her in slot 2 or 3 is where you need to put her, right, in order to get the most utilization out of her kit and her defensive capabilities as well. Her support and her defensive capabilities, right? And just giving her that, if potentially 30 dodge that she would necessarily need or have, right? If you have great equips and stuff like that. I feel as though that is the way to build I do not have any dupes on this character. All right, so he already gives himself, what's it called? Crit. So there's no reason I can't fix that. I wish instead of that a stagnant 5, that was an optional 5. I really wish the characters were built that way, but it's fine. I'm gonna give this Trunks this one. Absolutely. But yeah, if I had a Rainbow Trunks or 79%, I would build them entirely full additionals and sub dodge. Little bit dodge doesn't hurt anybody, but I feel like emphasizing Trunks' capabilities to super as many times as possible to get them stacks up is more important for sure than maybe dodging with the 20 dodge, right? Maybe, right? But being able to get that defense high as hell and be usable, right, is very important. Also, you're going to be stacking attack too, so that Spear Bomb form is going to hit even harder, right? It's going to hit substantially harder because you're super attacking so much. And that Spear Bomb form can attack multiple times. You know, if he's hitting for 20 million apiece, he's hitting like 2 or 3 times 20 million. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's another thing to consider when building them with full dodge and with building them with full additionals and sub dodge, right? For Mai in particular, hold on, let me just find her real quick. For Mai in particular, I feel like building her with full, dude, I gotta level her up, but building her with full dodge is the way to go. Exactly how I have her. Full dodge is exactly the way to go with Mai. Entirely dodge. I do not have any bronze dodge. That's really annoying. I would give her a defensive one just for right now. But full dodge for Mai and sub additional. That's it. You don't need anything else but those 2 things. Full dodge to emphasize her defensive capabilities that she has at 70% when she hits the target, which she will be in 2nd or 3rd slot. You know, and she's a support character, so she's not meant to do damage. She can do a little bit of damage. I'm not saying she can't, right? But she's meant to be a defensive character. Boom. As of right, I need to level her up, and then I'll give her full dodge then, right? But that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Let me know what you guys think of Trunks. Do you like him? Do you hate him? Do you think that they could have done more with Trunks? I feel like they did him justice. I don't think they made him too crazy, but I think they balanced him out. I think they did him very well. I think that all he really needed is a better start of turn defensive capabilities and better build up in his passive, because his passive before was straight up 8 full turns to fully build him up. Now it's 4. It's much less. It's still atrocious, right? Because it needs full 4 turns of him being in that Super Saiyan state, but it's easier to get and it's substantial more increase, right? Every single time. That coupled with him stacking greatly attack and defense is so good, right? So for long fights, even some short fights, he's going to be good defensively paired up with some items and stuff like that and support and him supering and all that stuff, right? So he's going to be great. That's my personal take on Trunks and Mai. Let me know what you guys think of the kits. Let me know how you're going to build them. Let me know if you like them. Let me know if you hate them. Let me know if they're perfectly balanced or they're just awful, right? I do appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace! Take care.